The central Mexican city of Morelia contains magnificent examples of a wealth of architectural styles, from the Baroque to the Neoclassical to the Plateresque, as well as monuments from the 18th and 19th centuries. The capital city of Michoacán is renowned for its impressive civil and religious buildings, constructed between the 16th and 19th centuries, most of which are concentrated in the city's historical center. The city's name, originally the New City of Michoacán, was changed in 1545 to Valladolid, and in 1580 it was made the capital of the state of Michoacán. The name was changed again in 1828 to honor the hero of the War of Independence and native son, José María Morelos. The Plaza de Armas, or the Plaza de los Mártires, is of historical importance as the site where many of the leaders of the independence movement were executed. 2 leaders of the insurgency were executed just next to this plaza in 1814, an event that gave rise to the name of the garden in the square, Jardín de Mártires, the Garden of the Martyrs. Today it has a lovely pavilion surrounded by trees and an old colonial buildings. The east end of the beautiful main square is completely dominated by Morelia's magnificent cathedral. The cathedral is a colossal building made of local pink volcanic stone, with a triple facade and 3 interior patios adorned with impressive murals. Its imposing size was a means of displaying Morelia's superiority over the nearby rival town of Pátzcuaro. Construction on the cathedral, whose official name is the Cathedral of the Divine Saviour of Morelia, was begun in 1660 and completed in 1744. Despite this long period of construction, the cathedral's style, a combination of the neoclassical, Herreresque, and the Baroque, has remained completely unified. The church is capped by a striking azulejo-decorated dome. The cathedral's twin towers soar 70 meters high, dominating Morelia's skyline. The interior, partially renovated at the end of the 19th century, contains several notable features, including a silver baptismal font used to baptize Mexico's first emperor, Agustín de Iturbide. A 1/2-ton solid silver monstrance sits atop the main altar. Crafted in 1794 and standing nearly 3 meters high, it was hidden for 140 years in the cathedral basement by church fathers during the turmoil of the Revolution. The imposing organ, equipped with 4,600 pipes, was built in Germany in 1903. The Palacio de Gobierno was begun in 1734 and completed in 1770. It remains one of the most emblematic buildings of the elegant and severe architectonic style typical of Morelia. The palace's upper rooms display a series of enormous mural paintings, the work of the renowned Michoacan painter Alfredo Zatze. Dating from 1960, they portray important events in Mexican history. The building's main stairway, supported by 3 irregularly shaped arches, is impressive. The Palace of Justice, built in 1885, is located on the Square of the Martyrs. It was built in the eclectic style by a free-thinking Belgian engineer named Guillermo Waudon de Sorin. Its facade shows clear French influences, which contrast with its exquisitely Baroque interiors. The decorative elements adorning the second floor of the casona, or mansion, betray a pre-Hispanic influence. Its main stairway is mounted by a mural, showing brave and heroic Morelos in action, the work of Cuban artist Agustín Cardenas. The Museo Regional Michoacano, founded in 1886, is one of the oldest in Mexico. Its most valuable work is a painting from 1738 entitled El Traslado de las Monjas, or The Moving of the Nuns. The museum is housed in a Baroque-style edifice from the 18th century that belonged to Isidro Huarte, a wealthy merchant and politician. The museum contains different exhibits, variously dedicated to the pre-Hispanic era, the colonial period, Mexico's struggle for independence from Spain, the era of the Reform, and the Porfiriato, the period of the long presidency of Porfirio Diaz, from the end of the 19th century to the beginning of the 20th century. Casa Museo de Morelos is the house where revolutionary hero José María Morelos was born. To celebrate the bicentennial of his birth on September 30th, 1765, the authorities of Michoacán decided to transform the Baroque premises of the mansion into a museum dedicated to its most famous son. Events in the life of Morelos are recounted through paintings, documents, photographs, furniture, and various other artifacts of the time. In the 16th and 17th centuries, Morelia's Augustinian monks built a monastic complex dedicated to Santa Maria de Gracia, along the square named for them, Plaza San Agustin. The complex's church boasts a facade in the Renaissance plateresque style. Most of Morelia's architecturally significant monuments are located in the city's historical center. many of their splendid facades representative of the Baroque style. Morelia was originally composed of handsome mansions with spacious patios, arches, and fountains. Today, Morelia is Mexico's candy capital, and popular confections include crystallized tamarinds, mangoes, and guayabas, as well as fudge made of honey and evaporated milk. Attractive handicrafts can be found at this quaint market, all of them made by the artisans from the indigenous communities of Michoacán, using ancient techniques. The seat of the State Museum is a casona or mansion from the 18th century, which was renovated to display a collection of important artifacts from Michoacán's rich history. Its halls contain important collections relating to the history, archaeology, and ethnology of the Michoacán state. Morelia's aqueduct was commissioned in 1785 by Fray Antonio de San Miguel in order to deal with the water shortage the city was suffering at that time. This ambitious work, which resembles a very large pink-colored snake, was made using as its base an old aqueduct from 1705 that was in poor condition. The new aqueduct would extend 1,700 meters and flow into a collecting tank, from which water was distributed to the city's 30 public fountains. A statue of José María Morelos stands at the center of the square that bears his name. José María Morelos was a Mexican parish priest who joined the forces seeking to liberate Mexico from Spanish rule. Built in the 16th century, Morelia is an outstanding example of urban planning, which combines the ideas of the Spanish Renaissance with the Mesoamerican experience. Its streets, which echo the contour of the hill onto which it was built, still follow the original urban plan. More than 200 historic buildings, all in the region's characteristic pink stone, reflect the town's architectural history, revealing a masterly and eclectic blend of the medieval spirit with Renaissance, Baroque, and neoclassical elements. Considered by UNESCO a unique model in America, it was designated a World Cultural Heritage Site in 1991.